Deepfakes. When you can't trust your eyes. In March 2023, a video showing Pope Francis wearing a stylish white puffer jacket went viral. The Pope, known for his traditional robes, suddenly looked like he was ready for a fashion magazine shoot. The image spread across social media, racking up millions of views. People were amazed by this surprising style change from the 86-year-old pontiff. There was just one problem. It never happened. The image was completely fake, created by AI. This wasn't some complex operation by a technology company or intelligence agency. It was made by a regular person using widely available AI tools. The creator later admitted he made it as a joke, but by then it had already fooled millions of people worldwide. Major news outlets had to run correction stories explaining that the Pope wasn't actually trying out trendy winter fashion. That's the world we live in now. 4 years ago, deepfakes were glitchy, unconvincing, and easy to spot. The face movements looked unnatural, the audio sounded robotic, and the overall effect was more comical than convincing. Today, the technology has evolved dramatically, like a rough pencil sketch transforming into a photorealistic portrait. What once required a team of visual effects artists and millions of dollars can now be done by anyone with a laptop and the right software. After the Pope Francis image went viral, social media erupted with confusion. "I completely believed it was real," wrote one Twitter user with over 50,000 followers. "If we can't trust what we see anymore, what can we trust?" This reaction captures the growing crisis of confidence in visual evidence. Something humanity has relied on for millennia suddenly becoming unreliable. Deepfakes use a technology called generative adversarial networks, or GANs. This approach involves two AI systems working against each other. The generator creates fake images while the discriminator tries to detect them. They compete against each other in a technological arms race, with the generator improving until it can create fakes that fool the discriminator. The results are becoming impossible to distinguish from reality. In 2022, a deepfake video of Ukrainian President Zelensky appeared to show him telling his soldiers to surrender to Russia. Though quickly identified as fake, it demonstrated how this technology could be weaponized during wartime. AI-generated videos of celebrities like Tom Cruise have become so convincing that even experts have trouble identifying them as fake at first glance. The technology has become remarkably accessible. Websites generate completely fake but realistic human faces with a single click. Other apps let users swap faces in videos with just a few taps on their phone. What once required deep technical knowledge now takes minutes for anyone to create. This widespread availability has serious implications for upcoming elections worldwide. Imagine waking up on election day to a video showing a presidential candidate making racist comments or confessing to corruption. Even if debunked within hours, the damage would already be done. Corrections rarely reach as many people as the original false content. Foreign actors already use this technology to spread propaganda. Intelligence agencies have identified numerous deepfake operations aimed at influencing public opinion in other countries. These range from fake news anchors reporting false information to simulated politicians making inflammatory statements. Deepfakes exist in a legal gray area. In most countries, creating fake videos is protected as free speech, unless it meets specific criteria for defamation or fraud. Even when laws do exist, they're difficult to enforce, especially when creators operate anonymously from other countries. Some states have passed limited legislation addressing deepfakes. California banned the commercial use of a performer's synthetic likeness without consent. Other states prohibit deceptive political deepfakes before elections. But these laws have narrow scopes and jurisdiction limits in a digital world where content crosses borders instantly. The technology to detect deepfakes struggles to keep up with creation tools. Major tech companies and government agencies are developing detection tools, but each improvement in detection leads to new techniques for creating more convincing fakes. Companies like Synthesia are already commercializing this technology for legitimate business uses. Snoop Dogg used their technology to create localized versions of commercials without shooting multiple takes. However, the same technology can be repurposed for deception. The implications extend far beyond politics. For centuries, we've treated video and audio recordings as reliable evidence in legal proceedings. Now attorneys are questioning the authenticity of video evidence. Criminals could create deepfakes to provide themselves with false alibis. The personal consequences can be devastating. Deepfake technology is increasingly used to create fake pornographic videos featuring regular people without their consent. Even if victims can prove the content is fake and get it removed from one site, it can quickly spread across the internet. When anything can be faked convincingly, people start doubting everything they see. This creates a liar's dividend. Even when real videos show public figures doing something inappropriate, they can claim it's a deep fake, and many will believe them. The technology is advancing faster than our social norms and institutions can adapt. Schools don't teach students how to identify deepfakes. Legal systems aren't equipped to handle this new form of potential evidence. News organizations lack reliable processes for verifying video authenticity. Throughout human history, we've relied on our senses to understand reality. Seeing is believing became a trusted principle. Now, that principle is becoming obsolete. In a world where seeing can no longer be believing, how do we determine what's true? We're entering an era where video evidence, long considered the gold standard of proof, can no longer be trusted at face value. The Pope in a puffer jacket was just the beginning. Our eyes and ears are becoming unreliable in the digital age, and we aren't remotely prepared for what comes next. I feel like that was a major violation of our privacy, Francesca later told reporters. She wasn't alone. That same day, at least 9 other girls at her school faced the same nightmare. Regular photos and everyday clothes transformed into convincing fake nudes and shared among classmates, creating what one student described as chaos throughout the school day. AI-generated nudes, the crisis in schools. In October 2023, Francesca Mani, a high school student in New Jersey, received a disturbing text from a friend. Someone was sharing what appeared to be nude photos of her throughout Westfield High School. Francesca was shocked. She had never taken such photos. As the day progressed, she discovered the truth. The images weren't real photos at all. They were fake nudes created using AI technology that had digitally removed her clothing from regular pictures taken from her social media accounts. The technology enabling this modern digital violation is disturbingly accessible. Nudify apps and websites have proliferated across the internet in recent years. These services use artificial intelligence to analyze regular, clothed photos and generate what appears to be the same person without clothes. The AI fills in skin tones, body shapes, and other details to create convincing images. Users simply upload a photo and within seconds receive a fake nude image. For victims like Francesca, the psychological impact is devastating and long-lasting. Beyond the immediate humiliation of having classmates view fake nude images, there's the ongoing anxiety of not knowing where those images might end up. Once digital content enters circulation, it's nearly impossible to completely remove. Victims live with the knowledge that these fake images could resurface during college applications, job interviews, or future relationships. The harassment often follows victims home through social media and text messages. Many report symptoms of anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Some transfer schools or switch to online learning to escape daily humiliation. This violation of privacy creates lasting trauma, affecting academic performance, social relationships, and self-image during critical developmental years. One of the most popular sites, Cloth Off, received over 3 million visits in a single month, demonstrating the widespread demand for this technology. The basic service is often free, allowing anyone to generate a limited number of images without paying. Premium subscriptions unlock additional features, including higher quality results and options to place the person in different sexual poses, In less than 2 years, there have been more than 30 documented incidents of AI-generated nude images circulating in American schools, affecting students as young as middle school age. Experts believe the actual number is much higher, as many victims never report out of shame or fear of further humiliation. These services aren't hidden in some dark corner of the internet. They operate openly on the regular web, accessible through standard search engines, and even advertise on social media platforms. The technology requires no special technical skills or expensive software, just a smartphone and a few minutes. These cases expose significant gaps in our legal system. Current laws around child pornography were written before AI technology made fake nudes possible. Yoda Suris, Chief Legal Officer at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, highlighted this problem, noting that a nude image of a child that does not include sexually explicit conduct is not illegal under current federal law, creating a situation where victims have limited recourse even when the intent to harass is obvious. The companies behind nudify sites have developed sophisticated methods to evade shutdown. When payment processors like PayPal ban them, they create new accounts or redirect payments through dummy websites. Cloth off processes payments through websites, pretending to sell items like motorcycles or beekeeping lessons. This deliberate opacity makes it difficult for authorities to hold anyone accountable. When these incidents occur in schools, the response has often been inadequate. At Westfield High School, administrators initially focused more on confiscating phones than addressing harm to victims. Police investigations often stall because the legal framework hasn't caught up with the technology. School disciplinary policies rarely address this specific form of harassment. Kalina Kalai, a senior researcher specializing in AI misuse at Bellingcat, described the inherent shadiness of these operations. They typically operate through complex networks of shell companies and offshore registrations. Age verification, when it exists at all, is a simple checkbox easily bypassed. Unfortunately, technology evolves faster than laws and social norms. What began as crude images has evolved into convincing fakes that fool casual observers. Schools struggle to update policies. Parents often lack awareness of warning signs, and law enforcement needs better training to investigate effectively. Lawmakers are beginning to recognize this problem's severity. The Take It Down Act, co-sponsored by Senators Ted Cruz and Amy Klobuchar, would create criminal penalties for sharing AI-generated nude images and require social media companies to remove such photos within 48 hours of a request. The bill has passed the Senate and awaits a House vote. Francesca Mani's story represents just the beginning of a problem, threatening to become much more widespread without significant legal, educational, and technological countermeasures. More young people will face this violation of having their images manipulated without consent. The technology enabling this harm is only becoming better, cheaper, and more accessible each day.